Well, ladies and gentlemen, it never stops. And at the rate that Pokemon GO 2023 is at right now, I highly doubt it is going to stop, and in fact, it's going to continue just like our series of videos addressing the very subject. So before we get into doing what we do best, that being keeping it real, keeping it raw, and tearing holes in bullshit, I first off have to give each and every single one of you guys a shout out and a thank you for bringing this to my attention. So, what is on the docket here this time? Well, we have our friend Arcade Guy 781 tweeting out an article from Future Game Release, along with the following. Hey Niantic, tell us that you aren't struggling financially without saying it. Maybe if you fixed remote raids, this wouldn't be happening. So let's go ahead, let's dive into this article here, and we have ourselves the following. Pokemon GO nerfs Pokeballs from gifts. Players are running out of Pokeballs quickly. A core element of Pokemon GO involves collecting Pokeballs, essential for capturing Pokemon and progressing in the game. However, recent changes to the Pokeball bundle size from gifts have left players dissatisfied, particularly those in rural areas. So once again, this right here is just another way, another notch, if you will, when it comes to disadvantaged players being screwed over by Niantic. And we have the word dissatisfied here. It seems like that is something that Niantic absolutely loves to strive for. Customer dissatisfaction. In Pokemon GO, gifts have become a beloved aspect of the game, enabling players to send various gifts, such as Pokeballs, to their friends and fellow trainers. However, a recent nerf has reduced the number of Pokeballs received per gift. This change has been met with frustration and disappointment among players who heavily relied on gifts to maintain their Pokeball supply. Frustration and disappointment, two more things that Niantic strive for when it comes to how they treat their player base. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, I understand that it is easy to farm for Pokeballs. That is if you are living in areas with Pokestops. However, for those that don't live in those type of areas, for those that have to deal with circumstance in life, well, here's the thing, is that gifts were a really good way for those individuals to get the items that they needed to be able to play the game that they rightfully should be allowed to play. But let's keep on going here. While urban and suburban areas boast numerous Pokestops and gyms, rural regions often face a scarcity of these in-game locations. As a result, rural players heavily depend on gifts to acquire Pokeballs. With the recent nerf, the Pokeball supply from gifts has significantly diminished, creating a challenging situation for rural players who may already face limitations in accessing game resources, which is something that I had touched briefly on just now. And what we have here is an image to showcase an example. We have ourselves someone opening a gift, and we have ourselves a result of 1 Ultra Ball, 3 Pokeballs, 100 Stardust. That, in my honest opinion, is pretty bad. But let's keep going here. Gift-dependent players, including those in rural areas, now find themselves grappling with reduced Pokeballs. For some players, gifts were their primary source of acquiring Pokeballs, and the nerf has severely impacted their ability to play the game effectively. This has led to feelings of frustration and a sense that the game's mechanics are becoming increasingly restrictive. And you know something? That right there is another big thing that just absolutely has put Pokemon GO in a really bad spot. A really poor direction would be the restrictiveness that Niantic has seemingly enforced on the game for little to actually no good reason. How about nerfing remote raids as a fine example of restrictiveness? And now we have ourselves this as another example among other examples when it comes to the horrible state that Pokemon GO is in. The gift nerf has left players speculating about Niantic's intentions. Some players perceive this change as an attempt to encourage in-game purchases, as players with less Pokeballs may feel compelled to buy additional bundles. Now, given Niantic and their really bad track record here, it would not surprise me whatsoever if this right here was their ulterior motive, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't surprise me if that were the case, given how scummy of a company Niantic really truly is. But let's keep going here. Additionally, the nerf has sparked discussions about whether Niantic is seeking to incentivize more data harvesting through increasing travel to Pokestops and gyms. And, you know, that's also another big thing right there. You got all of these fucking naysayers out here saying that, oh, Niantic doesn't sell our data. Well, here's the thing. Individually, they don't sell our data. However, aggregated data is what they sell. So, where does the aggregated data come from? The players. And given the fact that Niantic is so obsessed with profits and data, yeah, you guys are beginning to see the picture here. As one of the most successful mobile game developers, Niantic has earned praise for fostering a sense of community and encouraging outdoor exploration. That is, until they ended up wiping their ass with the community aspect of the game. Because let's keep it real, let's keep it fucking honest here, especially with what was displayed so far in 2023, they don't care about the community. All they care about at the end of the day, their bottom line is gain. That is it. They're so far up their own fucking asses that they have forgotten, fundamentally speaking, one of the most important parts when it comes to anything really, when it comes to customer service, when it comes to creating products. That being the customer/community and their feedback, okay? Without all of that, Pokemon Go, as much of a huge franchise as Pokemon is, and when you slap it on with a title like Pokemon Go, I mean, yeah, sure, you would expect for it to do great, but here is the truth about all of that. Without the customers, without the community, Pokemon Go would have been dead within a year. That is just plain fact. You can argue against that all you want, but I think you know deep down that I'm right in saying that. And that is directed right at you, Niantic. But let's keep going here. However, the recent gift nerf has raised concerns about the company's commitment to player satisfaction. Well, here's the thing, they don't care about that, and I've said that about 3 different times already in this video, so I'm not going to repeat myself for a 4th. Many players view the change as a decision that disproportionately affects certain player segments, potentially tarnishing Niantic's reputation as a player-centric developer. Niantic's reputation, tarnish. They definitely did a really bang-up job when it comes to tarnishing their already questionable reputation. In 2023, it is the worst it has ever been, and that's all on their asses. Since the implementation of the gift nerf, the Pokemon Go community has been vocal in expressing its discontent. Social media platforms and online forums have seen a surge in discussions about the impact of the change, and players have actively urged Niantic to reconsider the decision. Good luck with that. I mean, they didn't listen to community feedback when it came to remote raids. They don't listen to community feedback when it comes to a lot of shit. But I digress. Many players believe that a reversal of the nerf is necessary to ensure a fair and enjoyable gameplay experience for all. As the community voices its feedback and calls for reversal, Niantic faces an opportunity to reinforce its commitment to player satisfaction and uphold its reputation as a leading mobile game developer. I just can't get over the whole reputation bit, it's fucking hilarious. A fair resolution to the gift nerf will not only address players' concern, but also ensure that Pokemon Go continues to thrive as a beloved and inclusive gaming experience. Inclusive? Really? Do I need to get into that shit right there? Look at the whole discourse around remote raids, and you'll understand why I think the word inclusive being thrown around here is complete fucking bullshit. Now, I also want to take you guys to this article here on Pokemon Go Hub that talks about the same thing. We're not going to go through the entirety of this article here, but there are some really interesting, we'll say, stats and numbers that we need to talk about. So let's take a look here. We have ourselves Spin Diana, our very own staff member, opened 30 gifts, and here are his results. 39 Pokeballs, 10 Great Balls, 3 Ultra Balls, 13 gifts with no ball rewards, 43.3% of gifts. Yikes. I've tried this experiment myself, and I'm seeing similar results, especially with gifts received in the past few days. Older gifts are still rewarding plentiful numbers of Pokeballs, but I cannot say if this is just variance or there is some connection here. What we both saw is that we are not getting any 5 Pokeball bundles. 3 Pokeballs seems to be the new maximum. What are we seeing from the data? Our data is a very limited data set, and the self-research team will probably have more accurate data, but we are able to consistently reproduce this. It seems that the Pokeball bundle size has reduced from 5 to 3 Pokeballs, 40% reduction. The chance to get a Pokeball bundle seems to be roughly the same. Great Ball and Ultra Ball bundle sizes haven't changed, but think the bundle odds have been nerfed. There are way more gifts with no Pokeball rewards at all. Again, our data set is not great, but we got what we got, and this is what we are seeing. And you know what? Say what you want, but at least people are fucking beta testing this. And here's the thing, is that we take a look at the imagery right here. We can see the pretty bad results here, and it's just fucking insane. It's honestly really insane that this is happening, but at the same time, it really shouldn't be surprising, because once again, ladies and gentlemen, this right here is Niantic we're talking about here. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, another feature in Pokemon Go either broken for no reason or not working proper. I mean, what's next? Like, what else can Niantic screw up and break in the game? I mean, are the catching mechanics next? Like, I don't know. And you know what? I fear for the players. I really truly do, because it seems like that they just keep on getting screwed day in and day out because of Niantic, yet somehow, some way, they still remain loyal to the game. It's like a one-sided relationship. You give, and you get nothing in return except for a big, fat, steaming, heaping pile of disappointment. So something's gotta give. Either the remaining bastion of loyal Pokemon Go players are going to say, fuck this game, I'm out, or Niantic are going to quit one-man centipeding themselves and get their heads, not just out their asses, but get their heads from the sand and understand that the game revolves around the community. The world doesn't revolve around Niantic. And here's the thing as well, is that what they perceive versus what the reality of situations are, they aren't the same, and no amount of money and power can change that fact. Pokemon Go, Niantic, y'alls would be nothing without your players. Plain and simple. I know that's a tough one to swallow, but get the fuck over it. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I think that right there is enough out of this video and enough out of your boy on this subject for one video, but do not be surprised at all if we have ourselves another discussion about this. You know, who knows? Maybe Niantic will respond in good faith, and maybe they will rectify this, or maybe they will do what Niantic typically always does and triple down on their bullshit. So leave your thoughts down below on this. Tell me what you guys think, and also an added question to this. If you guys are active Pokemon Go players, let me know if you guys are dealing with this nerf as well when it comes to opening gifts. With that being said, guys, that's it here for the video. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you for your time as well in viewing this video. Have yourself a damn good one, you beautiful people. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I'll see you guys next time.